Webster's 1828 dictionary says motive is the causing motion. It's having power to move or tending to move as a motive argument, motive power. That which incites to action, that which determines the choice or moves the will. Thus, we speak of good motives and bad motives, strong and weak motives. The motive to continue at rest is ease or satisfaction. The motive to change is uneasiness or the prospect of good. That which may or ought to incite to action, reason, or cause, a mover. So what is the motivation? What's the motive driving us forward? What motivates you? So when you speak forth the word of truth, wherever and however that may be, who do you represent? And what is the genuine, unabridged version of why you're doing or saying what you're doing or saying? You see, it doesn't matter what I think or what Timmy Two Shoes thinks. What matters is what God thinks. And whether one believes in the Lord our God or not, He's watching and He knows the true intents of the heart. Sometimes that can be a scary thing to think about, right? Because He knows the actual motives. Somebody may say that they're making videos for the Christian community to reach people with the gospel of Jesus Christ, but down inside their heart, they may be doing it to gain notoriety, or they may be doing it so that they can be seen of others and given accolades or applause, or for some, it's simply being known. For others, it's a financial gain. Checking our motives is monumental when it comes to walking this out in spirit and in truth. When we look at the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, which is a more modern version, it says this about motivation. It says the act or process of giving someone a reason for doing something, the act or process of motivating someone, the condition of being eager to act or work, the condition of being motivated, a motivating force, stimulus or influence, incentive or drive. Okay, so an economic motivation is one term that you've probably heard of. This is where their behavior seems to be influenced on whether or not finances are rolling in. We see this in a lot of the mega churches. And that's so sad to say, but we also see it in cults, in these people out there who are creating these massive online communities. You hear oftentimes in this world that people are getting questioned about their motivations for running for office, or their motivation behind why they do this and that in a worldly sense. But this is just as true in a spiritual sense, and if not more important in a spiritual sense. The Old Testament had an added religious motivation when they were waging wars, and we see that today too with wars of all kinds. What is the genuine, unabridged motivation? And I think if people were to really take a look at that and see behind the scenes and behind all the falsehoods and this, behind all of the media, that their motivations are certainly not pure. As Christians, we need to always be checking in on that driving force behind our motives, the driving force behind our actions and our words. Why are we doing it? What is the purpose? What is the intent? The only motive that we should ever have in preaching the gospel is simply to share with others what has so freely been shared with us. Life and liberty in Jesus Christ, our Redeemer, and the peace that we have now with God and that we've been freely given, also known as reconciliation to God through Christ. If the Lord chooses to bless such a work, we praise His holy name. If He chooses to give increase, we praise His name. If He chooses to let somebody come to Him through a word that we share or an action that we partake of, maybe it's holding the door open for somebody, we give Him the glory. If He chooses to put one of us before a king or a prince, like He did of Daniel and David and those who've gone before us, we praise His holy name. If He chooses to send us to a community in another land to share His word, we praise His holy name. If he chooses to put you in the midst of homeless men and women to preach to, or to just share your story of redemption with, we praise his holy name. Do you see the pattern here? First, it's all by him. If his hand so moves upon our lives and we then choose to walk those paths, we've got to remember that every good gift and every perfect gift comes from him. And thereby we know that we should, in all things, in everything, praise him and glorify his name, not our own. May we each examine our own hearts this day to see if we be in the faith, to make sure that we haven't wandered off into the weeds when the garden of grace and mercy he's bestowed upon us as the children of God might abound the more if only we examined ourselves and did this more often for his glory always. As John so perfectly says in John 3:30, he, meaning the Lord, must increase, but I must decrease. May this be all the more true in each one of our lives as we live to serve others and to serve the Lord our God. May the Lord bless and keep you.